hello YouTube, it is Damien. It is Damo Does England. It is season 4 of Damo Does England. Season 2 here with Bournemouth, and we have a massive one for you today. We have got Benfica in the UEFA Europa League. We are at home first and then away against Benfica. Both games separated by a week. No midweek or no Sunday game in the Premier League. We've actually just got a whole week off of rest, which is great between both. As it currently stands, Liverpool's Chelsea not having to play their games currently at the moment in their game week 26. We're currently on top of the table by a point. However, both teams have a game in hand, so we probably will be back down to third spot when they do play those games in it. However, it is important to have points on the board, and so the pressure does mount on both of them. It is going to be a massive, massive Premier League run-in on this stream. Links are in the description below, as always, YouTube. Come follow us on the Twitch. We're nearly up to 450 followers, which is the goal for this month, so we're nearly there, and it's only the start of the month. Here we go. Benfica coming up. We have a bit of team news to get into as well, but let's have a look what's going on in the chat. Jackson, who are you managing? I've started with Newcastle. We went through this last time, didn't we, Dan? Jackson's doing Portsmouth and got promoted to the Championship. That's good to hear. See, if you want to become better at Football Manager, just come join the Twitch. We go through some tactics in depth. You know, we had Benny come out, and he actually subscribed. I don't ask for anybody ever to subscribe to the Twitch channel. That's not what we're here for. But he came and subscribed, and we helped him out with a tactic that seems to be working now, which is good. As you can tell by that screen, we have a few injuries, but look, that needs to be said, but that's really it. Daniel Fry is going to come on for Jones. Jones has been struggling. I kind of prioritise the league over the UEFA Europa League. However, the board is expecting us to get through to the next round to meet our objective. We obviously do have, unfortunately, Mahrez out injured for, this tie and probably both weeks. Could be back by Chelsea. Danny Drinkwater's out for the next 10 days to 3 weeks. Ponce internally unregistered because I had to get in Pietro Pellegrini, which kind of leaves us a bit hamstrung about how we're going to pick our team today. It is going to be Handanovic in goals. If anyone missed that, how we have Handanovic, we have Handanovic. It was last episode, which I think a few people in the stream might actually not know how we have Handanovic, but that's fine. We'll go through that. Man's are there at right back. Fry, Winger, Melling, Sessegnon, Heidemann, Carlos, Sissoko, Pellegrini, and Harry Wilson. Jeez, I wish. Harry Wilson's actually at Valencia. Shame, for Sunderland days we needed him. It is going to be Callum Wilson up front, though. The man, the myth, the legend that is Callum, banging goals everywhere. What is the score prediction in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Let me know. We're going into episode 45, part 1 here. It is the Europa League versus Benfica at Ashton Gate, because we are having the Bournemouth Stadium being built. I'm really happy with these two playing together. They've actually been quite well, but they're coming here with a 4-3-3. I know about Willock. Rafa's usually pretty good. Conti's okay. Ruben Diaz is a bit of a freak. Silva, we obviously scouted to see if he would take over Butland. In the end, I didn't think that he was ready for the Premier League just yet. I feel like he will be in the future, but I prefer to keep him at Benfica and pick him up at another club down the line. It's something that you have to think about in this challenge. You can't just go and hoard all the best players at one club, because then you're left with not much to pick from in the future. And once they're in the Prem, they cost an absolute buckload. The team talk's gone superbly well. That's always nice to know, and we are going to go into that. Always pressing, and off we go. Jackson reckons we're going to win 3-1. Anybody else? What do you reckon, Dan? What do you reckon to everybody else in the chat? You let me know. We are going to get into the tunnel here. I enjoy these matches a lot. We try and play attacking whenever possible. It is the 4-3-3 of Benfica in the white versus the 4-4-2 of Bournemouth in the black and the red. Hopefully, it will be a good one here today, and we can show no nerves, and the boys can go out there and play well. Big game for Mr. Dale Fry, by the way. We rejected 30-odd million for him. We mentioned that last episode, and now he gets a start in the Europa League. And when he's not really started too many games this season, started quite a few, though, in the Europa League. Anyhow, it's an early highlight as Manzo throws into Sissoko, got tongue-tied. Heidemann into Pietro Pellegrini, looking to turn, can't find it, looks for a ball for Callum. Callum now can hold up, lays it back in the box, only as far as Ruben Diaz. Heidemann from distance! And there he is! Heidemann playing in that deeper lying playmaking role, loves hitting a long shot as well, and by sitting in the hole, finds himself space and time on the top of the box. And when you have space and when you have time, you can weigh up your options and bang them in from distance. Takes a touch, look at that, starts it outside the post. There's no goalkeeper in the world saving that. Hopefully Handanovic will in the future if it ever arises. But we are 1-0 up with the very first shot of the game. It would have been nice to have 2 shots and two goals in the back of the net as well. 4 shots, 4. Boys, we're on fire. Now bury the back of the net. There we go. It was short-lived. Anyway, 20 minutes played. Currently 1-0 up. Haven't seen a highlight since. We're actually keeping the ball better than Benfica, which does not happen too often as well. They're looking to play out from the back and they can't get out. 10 shots, 7. We are on fire here. Get creative is what I'm going to say right on half time, because we've had 13 shots and a half and they're 1. and we are on top big time, and it's now a highlight as Silva looks to go long in the end. We're surely going to win that in the air. We don't, but we win the second ball, and now Melling can play back to Handanovic, who can be a calming factor here on the ball, pick out a pass. Instead, he looks at Pietro Pellegrini, who's big in the air. Pellegrini knocks down to Heidemann over the top there, looking for Sissoko, doesn't find him, might fall to Callum, doesn't. Oliveira back to Silva, goes long. Can we win that one in the air, Manzo? Doesn't. Does he win it off him? He does. Well picked off Willock there. Into Heidemann now, and the highlight continues. Heidemann switch, perfect to Sessegnon. Got Spice to run into. Off goes Sessegnon, still with Sessegnon. Whips it. Callum doesn't get there. Heidemann, Sissoko! Make it two. We asked for them to get creative. We said to the boys we're on top, we want a second on half time, and we duly get it. Sessegnon there, gets on the ball, looks to chip it at the back stick. Doesn't fall to him, unfortunately, Callum, but it falls to Heidemann outside the boot. Sessegnon first time. Sissoko first time. We've seen it all happen. First game of the stream, always rusty with the commentary, but 15 shots, 9 in the first half. They haven't even had a sniff, Benfica, and we are 2-0 up in the first knockout round of the Europa League here at Ashton Gate. We're going to go to the team talk here. I'm going to tell them, lads, I'm very pleased. Keep playing the same way, and you'll bang 3, 4, 5 in if we get the chances to Callum Wilson and Pietro Pellegrini, and off you go. Need to score at least another one to just be, not safe. Carlos, you're good from a free kick. Carlos, outside of the post. The European one, the golden boy, nearly finds the back of the net again. It's now a corner. Melling's decent from him. Whips that one in. Can't beat the first man. Carlos, though. Melling's still out there. Finds Melling now. Numbers in the box for Melling. Can weigh up his options. Puts that one in. Headed away. Callum Wilson's going to recycle now. Into Heidemann. Heidemann now. Callum again. Callum there. Sessegnon coming inside. Still with Sessegnon. Sessegnon straight at Silva. In the end, probing the spaces nicely at Bournemouth here. Is that the highlight over, or is it going to be another chance here? Silva in the end. Kind of saying to him, play out, and they don't want to. In the end, Conte does get on it, and now we can press and force them long. We do. Melling's going to win that easy. Sessegnon now. They can't get out of our half here, Benfica. It's good to watch. As Manzo gets on it, the youngster. Manzo chips it into Sissoko. Sissoko now back into Heidemann. And I'm just loving the shape of the boys in possession. Wilson flicks. Sessegnon looked offside. It's been given. It's 3-0. I'm not going to lie. Sessegnon looked a mile off. But we are 3-0 up, 55 minutes played. And can anyone stop us here? Not when we play like this. That is for sure. In the end, good movement. But what I love so much about it is Carlos has bombed on. Heidemann sits in the 6. It's great. Manzo, good ball. Callum with a flick on. To me, Sessegnon looked offside live, but I'm guessing he wasn't. And I'm not going to complain. We are 3-0 up in the Europa League. Here we go. We've had 21 shots in the first half. We are on fire. In terms of making a change, I don't think there's really a need to right now, but it is a moment here, and an away goal would be interesting for Benfica. Anyway, Sessegnon on it. Pietro Pellegrini's come out to the left. Instead, that creates space for Callum inside. Callum's 1-1. Callum, in the end, never caught hold of it. You expected a bit more of a Callum Wilson who scored 23 already or 24 this season. Doesn't score then. Carlos hasn't had the best of games so far. What I am going to do is we're going to go not defensive as such, but Roberto knows how to bang them in from distance, but he also knows how to get up and down in the box to box. So it will be Roberto coming in, and it will be a change. 70 played. In terms of another change here, Wilson's having a good one. So is Pellegrini. I don't want to really take either of them off. Sissoko's currently on a booking, and so instead of him getting sent off for the second leg, we might get Danny Quinn on. He can create another option. Sissoko's having a really good game, though, and we'll go like that. I might get Ume Faye on very late to see if the poacher can find us a late goal, like right now for Pellegrini. And if he could, it would be great. Yeah, Pellegrini's not 100% fit. We'll go get Ume Faye on. We'll get him up as a poacher, I reckon. And just play off the last man. See if he can break a line. See if he can get us a late one here. And there we go. Time's still ticking away here. 3-0 up to the good. And could we make it 4? A goal conceded right now would be really interesting in the tie. So I would like us not to. But I am going to tell us to get creative, because obviously if we can find one chance, it would be ideal. Anyway, time seems to have ticked away here. Barring us conceding from this throw-in, we should be alright. The ball's been flicked out. Kevin's cleared it. And it should be the final whistle. A thoroughly professional performance here as we win up 3-0 against Benfica. Look at the stats. We have absolutely dominated them. And there's not been too many games this season where we've actually kept the ball better than our opposition. I'm very pleased with that. We'll continue off into the second leg. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys for that second leg in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. It is part 2 of episode 45 here. Only 7 days have gone. Only games in the Premier League didn't involve us. However, I did say that points on the board always tell for pressure. And boy, did it. After 26 games played by everybody now, we are still top of the Premier League. That is correct. Liverpool drew and Chelsea drew. They didn't play each other either. Liverpool drew away to Burnley 2-2, while Chelsea away from home drew to Arsenal, which is actually not a bad result. But Liverpool, who've been rampant all season, have drawn away to Burnley, which is a massive result. And that means that after 26 played, we're all equal, or Chelsea are a couple points behind. However, this title race is now hotted up because Man United have gone on a bit of run, and now they're currently on 57 as well. City are on 56 and have a game in hand as well, and could go to the top of the Premier League if they were to score 8 goals. All of a sudden, this Premier League title is hotting up, and if you include those teams, you may as well include Arsenal as well. There is 5 teams with 12 games to go running into this Premier League run-in that could win it. Oh, if Bournemouth were to do it and beat all of the big boys, I would be so, so proud. Anyhow, we are going to go into this game here, and with us beating Benfica 3-0 at home, knowing that 1 away goal is probably good enough to see us out into the next round of the Europa League. I have gone fairly rotated here. I have gone with Scuffert, Lowton, Fry, Kevin Winmer, DiMarco, Garcia. Heideman's going to start again though with Roberto. Sissoko will start again, but you will see Danny Quinn come on, Troy Deeney, and Umar Faye. I've kind of just gone, there you go. We're going to go fully rotated. As long as we stay solid, we should win this game. Because all of a sudden, the Watford game and the Newcastle game and the Chelsea game after that, they all precede any European football because we are in a realistic shot with 12 games to go to win this freaking title. And if you told me it was going to happen second season in with Bournemouth, I would have laughed in your face. Anyhow, they are still playing 4-3. We're playing 4-2-3-1. Who's Margot? If you're good enough to start here at 20, you're probably going to be decent in the future. One to keep an eye on for maybe in the future, you know, when we've moved to like, let's go with a middling club. Everton, you know, something like that. When you get to Everton or something, you can maybe get him in. The first leg means nothing now is what we've said, and that worked a treat. I'm not even going to tell him anything else. Just the first leg meant nothing. You go out there and play the same way. We have gone very rotated, and there is there's a few boys out there that have obviously played in that first game too, but we're looking to rest eventually. But look, we're just looking to go out here for time to, you know, tick down, and off we go. Score predictions in the chat. BFG didn't have to subscribe, but I love it. Thank you very much, my man. And how are you feeling in the chat, my fella? And off we go. 15 played. I'm pretty happy with that. Sissoko's picked up a bruised ankle. He should be able to play with a bruised ankle no matter what. And tick away. Mahrez technically could have sat on the bench today, but Mahrez probably will sit on the bench next week for Watford, and then get him fit by paying him minutes against Newcastle, and then he should be raring to go against Chelsea. Anyway, Umar Faye, he's got the pace to get in there. Troy Deeney's good in the air, doesn't find him, and actually falls to Alvaro Garcia, who, if he put it on target, would have put us 4-0 up on aggregate, and off we go. Hi, BFF. It's good. It's all right, Jackson. BFG, but you're close. It is all good. Time has ticked away here in this first half, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. And look, Sissoko's had a shocker. He's got for 45 minutes. I don't particularly mind. Danny Quinn will come on and, you know, see it out, hopefully, as well. We should be okay. I'm very pleased with how things are going, though, boys. You've gone away from home in a 4-4-2. We don't have to go out there and really play too much. Just be solid, and you have been in 45, and we don't mind if this ticks away here. Sissoko's probably fit enough to play another 10 or so. It's a highlight here. Fry's gone long. Ruben Diaz, Gabriel. A goal for Benfica early would make things a bit interesting, but we also know that if we were to score one, it would probably be game over anyway. Gabriel, Margot. Unlike the home leg, they've actually played with a little bit of freedom and playing out really well. We, on the other hand, you know, in this leg, you know, haven't pressed them as hard, even though we're trying to. Willock is inside here. Willock with a great finish too. Great touch, great finish, 3-1. We're not out of the doors yet. You know, obviously another 2 goals right now would make things fairly interesting for Benfica as well. And they've got enough time to, but if we can just be solid, just concentrate, lads, we should be all right. Great finish. In the end, Scuffert didn't know too much about it, and off we go. That's a bit of a problem because I am going to have to bring Melling on here for DeMarco, and I'm actually going to make a double change and get Danny Quinn on as well, but hoping to not make any other changes. Zep for Carlos for Heidemann later in the piece. Let's go and continue on, please, and off we go. Before anything turns major, potential groin injury. I don't want Sissoko's ankle to do anything crazy. If this is 2-0, I would freak out. Ferreira, Gabriel. In the end, Scuffet's done enough. It's gone in. All right, boys, time to demand a little bit more. All of a sudden, we've gone from cruising to 2 goals in the space of about 15, and Benfica only now need 1 to level up this game. However, a away goal for us, meaning Benfica need at least 2 to get through this tie. Well, they'd actually need 3 to win, 2 to equalise, and even then that wouldn't be enough of away goals. So if we were able to go out there and actually turn the switch and find a highlight and a goal, that would be great. Umar Faye now, the former Barcelona, whips it in. Leuton doesn't win it. Roberto, you're good enough to be on this park. Come on. Heidemann looking for a big game from you now all of a sudden. Melling on the ball as well. Still with Melling. Swings that one in. Umar Faye! There we go. It's game over now. They now need 3 in the space of what? 20? It's possible, but you know how huge that away goal is. All of a sudden, all Benfica need to do is find one more to bring it to extra time, and they have the run and the momentum, and they have their own fans. That's why I love playing away from home second, or at home second, sorry, because this sort of thing happens. But Umar Faye is 16 headering the midget. We've been saying a lot that he doesn't finish chances, but all of a sudden, as soon as we bring in Pietro Pellegrini, he started finishing more and more. We're now 2-1 up. They have to go for it now, Benfica, so the game could really open up. Conte's got himself sent off. So if it wasn't already over, it's pretty over now. Seems like Conte's just lost his head here, and he's decided to go for Roberto. With that in mind, with them down to 10 men, I am going to make a change here. I'm going to just bring Carlos into the middle of the park and go and leave everything else for how it plays out. And off we go. Made our 3 changes. Unfortunately, picked up the injury to DAMMO, which is not good. Means Melling's played a few minutes here, and we don't need Melling getting injured now because that would make us in a really interesting position. But we are home and hosed here in this Europa League, first knockout round game. Anyway, Leuton swings one in, back stick, headed away, and maybe a chance for Benfica to break. Like, if they were to score right now, you question if it's all over, but it should be. Anyway, Diego Lopez now, 10-man Benfica, running forward. Willock now with the ball. Still 10-man Benfica. He went for goal. It's fine. And we can go back to being all nice and calm and relaxed about this tie. Like I said, we've gone there. I don't care. We've rotated the side because the Premier League means so much to us now. And we are going to get away with it, which is brilliant as Leuton thumps that one away. But Lemar picks it up. Can we find one more and not lose on the night? That would be great for our confidence as well. I don't think it really plays too big of a part, but, we'll go with that. Troy Deeney gets there in the end. Roberto gets on it. Danny Quinn loves an assist. There's nothing more than Danny Quinn loving an assist. Doesn't play a good ball there, though. They go long again, but Leuton, the elder statesman, should get on it and plays it back to scuff it. And off we go. Good ball out to Kevin Winmer. Winmer into Carlos between the lines, which is great. Ball was the right idea. He's actually won it back. Good presto from Carlos. Good ball to Umar Faye. He's got that 17 finishing. Umar Faye, all of a sudden, after, missing chance after chance after chance, and making me go out and buy a second striker in January because I was just like, I don't have any confidence in this kid finishing one-on-one with 17 finishing, has turned a switch on in January after he bought Pellegrini and here in February, and is now banging him in for fun, which is a good problem to have because if they ever go out of form, like Harry Wilson sort of is and isn't, it's nice to see anyway. On the night, though, it's going to be 2-2, but we're going to win 5-2 on aggregate, and that is us through to the next round of the Europa League, which I am very pleased with. Depending on when this draw is, it is tomorrow. We'll see you for that before this episode ends, but pretty happy how things gone here, YouTube, so far, and I'll see you guys just in a second for the Europa League draw. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we go for the Europa League draw now. Hopefully we'll see who we get. The Europa League song should have been on now. And off we go. We want to be away from home. So Real Sociedad wouldn't mind Manchester United. Well, at least we don't get United. We don't really want Milan. We don't really want Roma. We don't want Spurs if we were looking to win it as well. Galatasaray wouldn't mind. Bayer 04, another team would not have minded. Bordeaux, don't mind Bordeaux. We get Bordeaux. Alright, Bordeaux in the next round of the Europa League. Let's see what other ties go out. Milan, Villarreal, Roma get Betis, Lazio got Spurs in a big game there. As Sociedad and United would be interesting too to watch as well. But there we go. We're off to the next round of the Europa League, and we will be playing Bordeaux. It will probably, depending on when the games fit in, depends on what we're going to do for an episode like that. And I've already figured it out when I've seen that. We are going to be back here for the Chelsea-Bordeaux game first up before we get Bordeaux and Liverpool. 2 massive games in the league and a bit of Europa League football in between. You got to love that for a couple of episodes, don't you, coming up. That has been another episode here of DAMMO Does England here for YouTube. As always, links in the description below. We're currently live on Twitch. Why wouldn't you come and check the madness out? If you like the episode, go subscribe and like the YouTube video as well. We are currently top of the Premier League after 26 games played, after Liverpool and Chelsea both fluffed their game in hand by drawing against Burnley and Arsenal respectively. We're through to the next round of the Europa League. We've got Chelsea coming coming up. We've got Liverpool coming up. We've got it all coming up. Are we going to win the Premier League? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm pumped. Let's go. As Kainza with the host. We can't... Oh, Kainza with the host. There you go. What a time to host as well. For everybody on YouTube, this is why you come and follow us on Twitch. Links in the description below. I'll catch everybody out next time. Thank you and goodbye.